For the first time in almost 25 years, there's now a new person in charge of Kentucky's athletics department. Jay Batt succeeds Mitch Barnhart, who had been in control of UK's athletics program since 2002. In addition to Batt's duties as athletics director, he also will serve as chief executive officer of Champions Blue LLC, reporting directly to University of President Eli Capilouto.
College athletics is going to continue to change, and having a structure that provides the ability to be nimble as it makes those changes is essential. And Champions Blue, the work that's already been done to put that in place, it's ready-made to hit the ground running, and can't wait to get here and get to work.
Batt signed a 6-year contract with UK. He starts making $2.6 million and progresses to more than $3.3 million in year 6. He is also eligible for several incentives. He starts the job next month. All right, ladies, college athletics may be one of the most controversial topics in the country right now, outside of probably data centers, right, which we won't get into today. Don't worry, I won't make you opine on those for the 100th time. But let's start with you, Senator, because you're in the Senate. The Kentucky legislature has had a voice in that fast-changing world of college athletics. I know your colleague, Floor Leader Max Wise, has passed some NIL legislation. Former colleague Morgan McGarvey, who's now Congressman McGarvey, worked really hard on that as well. So it's been a bipartisan effort, no doubt about it. Do you think state government needs to have a continued role to play, or does this need to be dealt with federally?
Oh, I think there are athletes, a lot of them, and our kids. And I have serious misgivings really about it. I like the opportunity aspect. I still practice juvenile law. These are kids, a lot of them. I have represented athletes throughout my legal career, and have actually had consulted with athletes with NIL issues, and they need all the guidance and protection they can get, as far as potential exploitation, and they need to learn how to manage because there are people that take advantage of them. Understand the NIL, but I think it has also had a very detrimental. I'm an old school athlete. Both my kids were college athletes for a while, and I just think it's got a detrimental overall effect on college athletics.
Representative, you came in a little after the NIL buzz started, but you've had to learn quickly about it. Tell me your thoughts on this changing, evolving atmosphere.
I mean, I would agree with Senator Webb. As a fan, one of the reasons that I didn't like the one and done era was that I didn't have 4 years to build a rapport, I guess, with any of the players, a fan relationship. Okay. And now it seems like we're back in the same boat, and you can't blame the student athletes for any of that, because they're getting offers of their teenagers who are getting offers of lots of money. So you can't blame it on that, but I think to the Senator's point, where are the parameters in place? I think there could be some opportunities for some federal legislation if you can transfer once, and after that you have to sit out a year like we used to, or something along those lines, but to give people to establish more of a team.
Sure. Yeah, so let's talk about this Champions Blue LLC, allowing it to create a triple P, in our parlance, a public-private partnership to raise money. Do you think that was a good move?
I think that's the reality that we live in right now. I don't trust it. I don't really like it when you have a whole separate LLC coming in. I don't think there's as much transparency, and that when there isn't the transparency, there's always the risk that something is happening that we don't know about and we can't regulate. So that scares me always. But again, I think it's kind of the world we live in right now.
I agree with that. I've been on appropriations and revenue throughout my tenure and capital projects, so I'm kind of a budget nerd. And public-private partnerships, who's left holding the bag if they fail is the consideration. We can't always plan or budget for that. So I think transparency is important in this, not only for the university's future, but for us as policymakers and the ultimate appropriator of funds.
Well, we got just about a minute left, so very quickly, I'll start with you. The U.S. Senate's set to vote soon on the so-called Protect College Sports Act, which would grant the NCAA limited antitrust protection. Gut reactions to that. We'll go ahead and start with you, Senator.
Oh, I think anything can be absolutely corruptible, but to quote Thomas, but I think we got to be careful about that.
I would agree. It's always comes down to the details.